All right, so we are moving on to the last section of infection control for the natural hair theory for the Ohio Cosmetology and Barber Board. The last section is infection control, the levels, methods, prevention guidelines, universal precautions, blood spill procedures, and hand washing. Principles of prevention and control. The primary difference between the professional and non professional natural stylist is the high standards of health and decontamination systems maintained in a salon. An orderly and clean hair salon offers a harmonious, safe environment for the client. It is paramount for natural hair care specialists to keep the salon environment free from dirt, dust, oils, infectious diseases, and germs. It is the natural stylist's responsibility to clients and coworkers to ensure their safety. Providing a harmonious and safe environment involves more than just weekly cleaning. It is the continuous practice of preventive procedures, expedient cleaning, and care of tools and equipment surfaces and the personal hygiene that minimizes and controls the spread of infection. If a client or coworker becomes seriously ill due to inadequate care of tools or an unsafe work environment, the salon owner can be held liable and the business may be irreparably damaged. If clients lose confidence in the safety of the salon, they will not return for future services. As a salon entrepreneur, you must realize that it is good business to have a safe, harmonious working environment. It is also the law. Salon wellness principles of prevention. The most well designed salon can lose its attractiveness if it is not routinely going through a decontamination process. To decontaminate is to reduce or spread the spread. To decontaminate is to reduce or prevent the spread of diseases caused by infectious germs in the work environment. Decontamination is important for preventing exposure to blood, infectious materials, dust, dirt, and other contaminants and pathogens in the salon environment. There are two methods of decontamination. Decontamination method one, cleaning and disinfecting. Cleaning with a detergent and then disinfecting with the EPA approved disinfectant. Decontamination method two, cleaning and sterilizing. Cleaning with the detergent and then sterilizing through heat and pressure in an autoclave kills spore forming bacteria on implements. Decontamination method one involves two steps, cleaning and disinfecting. Remember that when you clean, you must remove all visible dirt and debris from tools and implements and equipment by washing with liquid soap and warm water and by using a clean and disinfected nail brush to scrub any grooved or hinged portions of the item. A surface is properly cleaned when the number of contaminants on the surface is greatly reduced. By reducing the contaminants, you reduce the risk of infection. The vast majority of contaminants and pathogens can be removed from the surfaces of tools and implements through proper cleaning. This is why cleaning is an important part of disinfecting tools and equipment. A surface must be properly cleaned before it can be properly disinfected. Using a disinfectant without cleaning first is like using mouthwash without brushing your teeth. It just does not work properly. Clean surfaces can still harbor small amounts of pathogens, but the presence of fewer pathogens means infections are less likely to be spread. Putting antiseptics on your skin or washing your hands with soap and water will drastically lower the number of pathogens on your hands. However, it does not clean them properly. The proper cleaning of the hands requires rubbing hands together and using liquid soap, warm running water, a nail brush, and a clean towel. Do not underestimate the importance of proper cleaning and hand washing. They are the most powerful and important ways to prevent the spread of infection. There are three ways to clean your tools or implements. Wash with soap and warm water, then scrub with a clean and properly disinfected nail brush. Use an ultrasonic unit. Use a cleaning solvent. The second step of decontamination method is disinfection. Remember that disinfection is the process that eliminates most, but not necessarily all, microorganisms on non-living surfaces. This process is not effective against bacterial spores. In the salon setting, disinfection is extremely effective in controlling microorganisms on surfaces such as shears, nippers, and other multi use tools and equipment. Multi use and single use tools are discussed later in this chapter. Any disinfectant used in the salon should carry an Environmental Protection Agency EPA registration number, and the label should clearly state the specific organisms the solution is effective in killing when used according to the label's instructions. Remember that disinfectants are products that destroy all bacteria, fungi, and viruses, but not spores, on surfaces. Disinfectants are not for use on human skin, hair, or nails. Never use disinfectants as hand cleaners because this can cause skin irritation and allergy, a reaction due to extreme sensitivity to certain foods, chemicals, and other normally harmless substances. Decontamination method 2 also has two steps: cleaning and sterilizing. The word sterilize is often used incorrectly. Sterilization is the process that completely destroys all microbial life, including spores. Sterilization is the highest form of decontamination. Under most circumstances, a natural stylist is not required to perform sterilization procedures. However, you will need to understand how to use and practice sterilization. The sterilization process actually kills germs, including the most resistant form of bacterial spores. To sterilize tools and implements, a sterilizing chamber, such as a high pressure steam autoclave, is used. The steam autoclave, often seen in dentists' offices, doctors' offices, or nail salons, works like a pressure cooker. Simply exposing instruments to steam is not enough. To be effective against disease causing pathogens, the steam must be pressurized in the autoclave so the steam penetrates the outer coats of the spore forming bacteria. Dry heat forms of sterilization are less dry heat Forms of sterilization are less efficient and require longer times at higher temperatures. Dry heat sterilization is not recommended for use in salon. Most people without medical training do not understand how to use an autoclave. For example, dirty implements cannot be properly sterilized without first being properly cleaned. Autoclaves need regular maintenance and testing to ensure they are in good working order. Color indicator strips on autoclave bags can provide false readings, so do not rely on them to determine whether instruments have been sterilized. These strips are only an indication, not verification that the autoclave is working. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, requires that autoclaves be tested weekly to ensure they are properly sterilizing implements. The accepted method is also called a spore test. Sealed packages containing test organisms are subjected to a typical sterilization cycle, then sent to a contract laboratory that specializes in testing autoclave performance. Other regular maintenance is also required to ensure the autoclave reaches the correct temperature and pressure. Keep in mind that when the autoclave does not reach the intended temperature for killing microorganisms, it may instead create a warm, moist place where pathogenic organisms can grow and thrive. Salons should always follow the autoclave's manufacturer's recommended schedule for cleaning, changing the water, arranging service visits, replacing parts, and doing any required maintenance. How to use antiseptics and disinfectants. Antiseptics are germicides that are safe to use on the skin, scalp, and hair. Antiseptics can reduce and kill bacteria on the skin and are regulated by the Food and Drug Administration, FDA. Liquid antiseptic soaps are excellent for cleaning visible dirt and oils and removing bacteria. For minor cuts and burns, antiseptic creams, gels, and liquids should be used to protect from infection. Antiseptics usually contain alcohol or benzalkonium chloride, which is not as drying as alcohol. Other types of antiseptics include witch hazel and hydrogen peroxide. Such creams as bacitracin and neomycin can prevent infection and aid the healing process. After applying any ointments or liquids to clean cuts or burns, cover with a bandage. First aid kits are available with various types of antiseptics. Always follow the product label's directions. Natural antiseptics. Every natural hair care salon should also have first aid staples on hand. Aloe vera gel and tea tree oil should always be on the shelf. Aloe vera gel can be found in bottles or in the most natural plant state. The plant is a native of Africa and the Mediterranean region. It has been used for hundreds of years in those areas. The aloe plant is characterized by its long, tapered, thick green leaves. When the leaves are broken, they exude a light emulsive sap that can be applied externally to cuts and burns. The gel directly soothes. The gel directly soothes the gel directly soothes itching and burning once it is applied. It aids in the regeneration of new tissue when scarring and normal pigmentation has been affected. Adding benzoin tincture to aloe vera can make an antiseptic solution that prevents blistering. Tea tree oil is known as the medicine kit in a bottle. This oil is a native of Australia. The tea tree oil is a clear aromatic oil that increases the healing process. It soothes insect bites, herpes sores, cuts, burns, and fungal infections. This antiseptic oil increases the process of healing burns or cuts because it escalates skin regeneration. Normal pigmentation loss can return if used consistently. Tea tree oil is also effective on itchy scalps and dandruff. The natural salad should have both ethyl grain and isopropyl alcohol available for use in a salon. Although they are not specifically designed to disinfect professional tools, the EPA recognizes that these alcohols as adequate disinfectants that will stop the spread of bacteria. However, the use of alcohols has some disadvantages. They are extremely flammable, evaporate quickly, and are slow acting, less effective disinfectants. Alcohols corrode tools and make sharp edges become dull. The vapor formed upon evaporation can cause headaches and nausea in high concentrations or after prolonged exposure. Alcohols work more effectively as antiseptics. When considering any antiseptic for use in a salon, check and abide by all state and federal regulations for its use. Choosing and using disinfectants. Every stylist in a salon must read, understand, and follow the manufacturer's instructions when using disinfectants. Not all disinfectants are made alike. Some can be used directly from the bottle, others must be diluted for effectiveness. If the word concentrate is on the label, then you need to know the mixing ratio to dilute the detergent. Many disinfectants are already mixed and require no mixing or diluting. All EPA's registered disinfectants will specify how long the non-porous surface or tool must stay in contact with the disinfectant in order for the solution to be more effective. This contact time will vary from product to product and must be followed. Disinfectants provide efficacy claims on every label. Efficacy claims state the ability of the product to provide the effect displayed on its label. In other words, to be effective according to the label instructions. Natural hair care is a specialty service. It is important to select the appropriate disinfectant suited for its specialty. The following items will help you decide which disinfectants best suit your salon. The product must be EPA approved. The product must be environmental friendly or safe to be disposed of without upsetting the ecological balance in the community. The disinfectant must be non toxic without fumes. The product must maintain its effectiveness while in storage. The disinfectant should be cost effective. The product must be non corrosive to the plumbing system. The product have several retail and manufacturing sources available for reorders. The product must maintain efficacy in the presence of bioburden, which is the number of viable organisms in or on an object or surface, or the organic material on the surface of an object before decontamination or sterilization. The product should require the product should not require frequent changing, at least a week or more, not daily. The product must not be the product must be inexpensive. The product must include strips for checking effectiveness. Salons pose a lower disinfection risk when compared to hospitals. For this reason, hospitals must meet much stricter infection control standards. They often use disinfectants that are too dangerous for the salon environment. Even though salons pose a lower risk of spreading certain types of infections, it is still very important to clean and then disinfect all tools, implements, surfaces, and equipment correctly. When salon implements accidentally contact blood and body fluids or unhealthy conditions, they should be properly cleaned and then completely immersed in an EPA registered hospital disinfectant solution that shows effectiveness against HIV, hepatitis, and tuberculosis. They also can be immersed in a 10% bleach solution. Always wear gloves and follow the proper universal precautions protocol for cleaning up after an exposure incident. Proper disinfectant. Proper disinfection. The correct disinfecting procedures involve specific steps. It is a state requirement to cleanse and disinfect all tools, implements, equipment, and surfaces. Implements must be thoroughly cleaned of all visible matter or residue before being placed in disinfected solution. This is because residue will interfere with the disinfectant and prevent proper disinfection. Properly cleaned implements and tools, free from all visible debris, must be completely immersed in disinfectant solution. Complete immersion means there is enough liquid in the container to cover all surfaces of the item being disinfected, including the handles, for 10 minutes or for the time recommended by the manufacturer. Types of disinfectants. Not all disinfectants are made equal. Disinfectants offer Disinfectants differ based on how they are used. Some are exclusively for tools and implements, others are for non-porous surfaces, and still others are for glass and metals. Be aware of the disinfectant specifically for salon use. This subsection describes the disinfectants that are appropriate for salon use. Quaternary ammonium compounds, also known as quats, are good cleaning solutions for implements and tools. Quats are effective disinfectants when used properly in a salon. The most advanced formulations are called multiple quats. Multiple quats contain sophisticated blends of quats that work together to dramatically increase the effectiveness of these disinfectants. Quartz solutions require that the tools and implements are submerged for 10 minutes to be effective. They also have been formulated with anti-rust ingredients to avoid dulling or damaging tools. Remove tools from the solution after the specified period and then rinse, if required. Dry and store them in a clean, covered container. Phenolic disinfectants are powerful tuberculocidal disinfectants. They are a form of formaldehyde, have a very high pH, and can damage the skin and eyes. Phenolic disinfectants can be harmful to the environment if put down the drain. They have been used reliably over years to disinfect salon tools, however, they do have drawbacks. Phenol can damage plastic and rubber and can cause certain metals to rust. Bleach, 5.25 sodium hypochlorite, household bleach, is a very effective disinfectant can be used throughout the salon. Bleach can be corrosive and damaging to metals and plastics and can cause skin irritation and eye damage. Its fumes can cause lung damage, so be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions on use. To be effective, the bleach must contain at least 5% sodium hypochlorite and must be diluted properly to a 10% solution consisting of 9 parts water to 1 part bleach. Store the bleach solution away from heat and light. Mix a fresh bleach solution every 24 hours or whenever the solution has been contaminated. After mixing the bleach solution, date the container to ensure that the solution is not saved from day to day to the next. Wear gloves when making solutions. Be very careful of fumes because bleach can be very irritating to the eyes, lungs, and skin. Disinfect or dispose. How can you tell which items in the salon can be disinfected or reused? Salons use two types of items: multi use, reusable items, and single use, disposable items. Multi-use, also known as reusable items, can be cleaned, disinfected, and used more than one person, even if the item is accidentally exposed to blood and body fluid. These items must have a hard, non-porous surface. Multi-use items include shears, combs, and rollers. Single use, also known as disposable, items cannot be used more than once. These items cannot be properly cleaned so that all visible residues are removed, or they are damaged or contaminated by cleaning and disinfecting. Single use items include tissues, paper towels, and neck strips. Single use items must be thrown out after each use. Porous items are made or constructed of a material that has pores or openings. These items are absorbent. Some porous items can be safely cleaned, disinfected, and used again. Examples of porous items are towels and linens. If a porous item contacts broken skin, blood, or body fluid, it must be discarded immediately. Do not try to disinfect the item. If you are not sure whether an item can be safely cleaned, disinfected, and used again, throw it out. Keeping a logbook. Logbook. Salons should always follow manufacturers' recommended schedules for cleaning and disinfecting tools and implements, regular service visits for equipment, and replacing parts when needed. Although your state may not require you to keep a logbook of all equipment usage, cleaning, disinfecting, testing, and maintenance, it may be advisable to keep one. Showing your logbook to clients provides them with a peace of mind and confidence in your ability to protect them from infection and disease. Disinfecting non-electrical tools and implements. State rules require that all multi-use tools and implements must be cleaned and disinfected before and after each service, even when they are used on the same person. Mix all disinfectants according to the manufacturer's directions and always add the disinfectant to the water, not the water to the disinfectant. Disinfecting electrical tools and equipment. Hair clippers and other types of electrical equipment have contact points that cannot be immersed in liquid. These devices should be cleaned and disinfected using an EPA registered disinfectant designed for use on them. Follow the procedures recommended by the disinfectant manufacturer for preparing the solution and follow the item's manufacturer directions for cleaning and disinfecting the device. Disinfecting work surfaces. Before beginning every client service, all work surfaces must be cleaned and disinfected. Be sure to clean and disinfect tables, styling stations, shampoo sinks, chairs, armrests, and any other surface that a client's skin may have touched. Clean doorknobs and handles daily to minimize the transfer of germs to your hands. Cleaning towels, linens, and capes. Clean towels, linens, and capes must be used for each client. A towel, linen, or cape that has been used on a client must not be used again until it has been properly laundered. To clean towels, linens, and capes, launder according to the label directions. Be sure that towels, linens, and capes are thoroughly dried. Items that are not dry may grow mildew and bacteria. Store soiled linens and towels in covered or closed containers away from clean linens and towels, even if your state regulatory agency does not require you to. Whenever possible, use disposable towels, especially in restrooms. Do not allow capes that are used for cutting, shampooing and chemical services to touch the client's skin. Use disposable neck strips or towels. If a cape accidentally touches the skin, do not use the cape again until it has been laundered. Hand washing. Properly washing your hands is one of the most important actions you can take to prevent spreading germs from one person to another. Proper hand washing removes germs from the folds and grooves of the skin and from under the free edges of the nail plates by lifting and rinsing germs and contaminants from the surface. You should wash your hands thoroughly before and after each service. Follow the hand washing procedure in this chapter, and if you perform nail services, be sure that your clients first wash their hands under using a clean and disinfected nail brush before their service begins. Antimicrobial and antibacterial soaps can dry the skin, and medical studies suggest that they are not more effective than regular soaps or detergents. Therefore, it is recommended that you minimize the use of antimicrobial and antibacterial soaps. Repeated hand washing can also dry the skin, so using a moisturizing hand lotion after washing is a good practice. Be sure the hand lotion is in a pump container, not a jar. Avoid using very hot water to wash your hands because this is another practice that can damage the skin. Remember, you must wash your hands thoroughly before and after each service. So do all you can to reduce any irritation that may occur. Universal precautions. Universal precautions are the guidelines issued by the Centers for Disease and Disease Control and Prevention, CDC and OSHA. These guidelines require everyone to assume that all human blood and body fluids are infectious and contain blood-borne pathogens. This means that you should treat every client with the highest standards for their safety and your protection from disease. Universal means all without exception. You cannot look at a person and determine if a person is infected with HIV or hepatitis. These blood-borne pathogens, in most cases, asymptomatic, which means that the person shows no signs of symptoms of infection. Taking precautions with all clients lessens your chances for exposure. Always dispose of razors and blades in the disposable box, especially if they have been in contact with blood from shaving or razor cuts. An exposure incident, contact with blood or body fluid. You should never perform a service on any client who comes into the salon with an open wound or an abrasion. Sometimes accidents happen while a service is being performed in the salon, however. An exposure incident is contact with non intact broken skin, blood, body fluid, or other potentially infectious materials resulting from the performance of an employee's duties. Should the client suffer a cut or abrasion that bleeds during a service, follow these steps for the client's safety as well as yours. Stop the service. Put on gloves to protect yourself from contact with the client's blood. Stop the bleeding by applying pressure to the area with a clean cotton ball or piece of gauze. When bleeding has stopped, clean the injured area with the antiseptic wipe. Every salon must have a first aid kit. Bandage a cut with an adhesive bandage. Clean and disinfect your workstation or styling station by using an EPA registered disinfectant designed for cleaning blood and body fluids. Discard all single use contaminated objects such as wipes or cotton balls by double bagging and place the waste in a plastic bag, then in a trash bag. Place a biohazard sticker, red or orange, on the bag and deposit the bag into a container for contaminated waste. Deposit sharp disposables in a sharps box. Before removing your gloves, make sure that all multi-use tools and implements that have come in contact with the blood or other body fluids are thoroughly cleaned and completely immersed in an EPA registered disinfectant solution designed for cleaning blood and body fluids, or in a 10% more than a 10% bleach solution for at least 10 minutes or for the time recommended by the product manufacturer. Be sure not to touch other workstations or surfaces in the salon, such as faucets and counters. If you do, these areas must also be properly cleaned and disinfected. Remember, blood may carry pathogens, so you should never touch an open sore or wound. Remove your gloves and seal them in the double bag along with the other contaminated items for disposal. Thoroughly wash your hands and clean under the free edge of your nails with soap and warm water before returning to the service. Recommend that the client see a physician if any signs of redness, swelling, pain, or irritation develop. Professional salon image. As a natural hair care salon professional, You have many responsibilities. However, the most important responsibility is protecting and safeguarding your client's health and safety. It is vital for you to practice all precautions daily. Do not skip steps in trying to save money or product. Cleaning and disinfecting in a salon are a part of your professional business image as well as a requirement of the state regulations. Remember, if you do not protect your client, you will be liable. Salon wellness, professional salon image. Salon wellness is the general guide to keeping the salon environment balanced, harmonious, safe, and clean. Providing a harmonious, disease free, balanced environment involves more than just weekly cleansing. It is a continuous practice of maintaining the preventive standards with clean tools and surfaces, as well as ensuring personal hygiene that controls the spread of disease and infection. Be sure that your salon routinely follows these guidelines for cleaning and disinfecting. Keep floors and workstations dust free. Sweep hair off the floor after every client. Mop floors and vacuum carpets every day. Control dust, hair, and other debris. Cover and empty your facility's garbage receptacles every day. High traffic salons should remove the trash several times each day. Empty waste receptacles on salon floor regularly throughout the day. A metal waste receptacle with a self-closing lid works best. Keep floors free of debris and unused working materials. When working with hair extensions, do not allow hair to accumulate on the floor or obstruct pathways in the workspace. Regularly clean air conditioner, filters, fans, and ventilators. Keep all work areas well lit. Clean and disinfect restroom surfaces, including door handles. Provide toilet tissue, paper towels, liquid soap, properly disinfected soft bristle nail brushes, and a container for used brushes in the restroom. Do not allow the salon to be used for cooking or living purposes. Clean and disinfect all work surfaces after each client. Make sure all containers are properly marked and properly stored. Never place any tools or implements in your mouth or pockets. Properly clean and disinfect all multi-use tools before reusing them. Store clean and disinfected tools in a clean covered container. Clean drawers may be used for storage if only clean items are stored in the drawers. Always isolate used implements from disinfected implements. Have clean, disposable paper towels for each client. Always properly wash your hands before and after each service. Use clean linens and disposable towels on clients. Keep soiled linens separate from clean linens. Use single use neck strips or clean towels to avoid skin contact with shampoo capes and cutting or chemical protection gowns. If a cape touched the client's skin, do not reuse that cape until it has been properly laundered. Keep floors in good condition. Clean floors with detergents daily and after any spills to prevent clients from slipping. Vacuum carpets and doormats. Remove dust, debris, and oil from all surfaces, including dryer hoods, ceiling corners, walls, shelves, and baseboards. Plumbing fixtures for wash basins, toilets, and shampoo sinks must be maintained and kept in good condition. These plumbing fixtures are also inspected for compliance with state and local codes. Bathrooms must be cleaned daily or more often for high traffic salons. Every employee is responsible for the cleanliness of any bathroom area used and that all surfaces are kept in order. Bathrooms should always be equipped with an ample supply of paper towels, toilet tissue, and a pump type antiseptic liquid soap. Avoid using bar soaps in a salon. Bathroom handles should be regularly wiped or sprayed with the disinfectant. After using the bathroom and between client services, hands must be scrubbed with the antiseptic germicide liquid soap for several minutes. Waterless hand sanitizers contain antiseptics. Sinks and neck rests must be cleaned after every service with disinfectant wipes or disinfectant spray. All sinks should have hot and cold running water and drain properly. Never eat or drink while you service a client. Take a break between braiding sessions for relaxing and eating. Cooking is prohibited in a working salon. Keep refrigerated foods separate from salon products. Some natural oils and herbal solutions should be kept in a cool place, however, never store them with food. Natural stylists must wear clean, ironed clothing without tears and holes or uniforms and smocks to protect from dirt and hair clippings. Stylists must wear shoes. Shoes should have the appropriate support for services that require stylists to stand for long periods. Always give each client clean, freshly laundered towels. Never share combs, brushes, clips, and disposable caps between clients. Do not use tools or implements that fall on the floor that must be cleaned and disinfected with the Environmental Protection Agency EPA grade disinfectant solution. Client capes or coverings must never come in contact with bare skin. Use a towel or paper neck strip while draping a client. Pets are prohibited in the salon, except those animals that assist the visibly impaired or physically challenged. Do not allow young children to run in the salon. They should be supervised by a parent or guardian to prevent injury. Open flames, gas burners, or lit candles are prohibited. When finishing the end of any synthetic braid extension, be sure to comply with your state rules and regulations regarding open flame finish. Avoid cross infection by not touching your face, hair, mouth, eyes, or arms when you service a client. Wear plastic gloves whenever possible. Gloves will protect the stylist's hands from dirt and debris when removing braids and weaves. Never use synthetic or human hair worn by another person. Wash hands with an antibacterial soap before and after every service. Liquid hand sanitizer or wipes should be available at every station for the use by staff and clients. Make sure that both the back of hands and nails are thoroughly scrubbed. Never touch a client or coworker who has an open sore or cut. If you are cut, stop work immediately and follow the proper procedure for a blood spill. Keep the salon well lit and ventilated. Your professional responsibility. As a salon professional, you have many responsibilities, but none is more important than protecting your client's health and safety. Never take shortcuts for cleaning and disinfecting. You cannot afford to skip steps or save money when it comes to safety. It is your professional and legal responsibility to follow state and federal laws and rules. Keep your license current and notify the licensing agency if you move or change your name. Check your state's website weekly for any changes or updates to rules and regulations.